Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about how to build Willow in the Ronin Warriors collab. So first we're going to look at his fashion, protagonist, time because he is a collab hero and in Yelis. Level 70 max stats comparison. God of Fire is an infantry. Pretty much they share the same stats, and Wildfire Benevolence is holy. Infantry has a little bit more skills, it has a little bit more defense, while the holy class has a little bit more magic defense and 300 more HP. I think they're equally good. It's all preference. Holy can wear some gears that infantry can, and then vice versa. Okay, now talent. Pretty straightforward character. Flames of Benevolence, attack and defense plus 10, 15, 20, 25% at 6 stars. When attacking and entering battle, will not die when taking fatal damage, so he can die twice, instead of returning the HP amount before dealing damage. So basically, the more damage you deal, the more HP you regenerate after you your revival. And only occur 1, 2, 2, 3 times per battle, so you can revive up to 3 times at 6 stars. So I would say the difference between 4 and 5 stars is not that huge, but 5 to 6 stars is huge. Before attacking and entering battle, or when ending action within the danger zone, that's when you see the red on the grid. Gain armor of Wildfire, damage dealt plus 5, 8, 11, and 15%. Physical damage taken minus 10, 15, 20, and 30% at 6 stars. Movement plus 1. Immune to all debuffs. Last 3 turns. Cannot be immunized or dispelled. This effect can only be gained once every 5 turns at 6 stars. He hits very hard, and he also has physical damage taken reduced up to 30% at 6 stars, and then he has movement plus 1, blah blah. He has all this good stuff, and it lasts for 3 turns, which means at 6 stars our downtime is only 2 turns. I think he's like a busted Elwyn, infantry Elwyn, not SP form. However, I don't see him being very good at PvP just because he's short legs, so he needs some help when it comes to mobility, so he's going to have some difficulty reaching his opponent. Plus, nowadays, everyone can hit you like miles away, so I think which is why he's not very common in Apex. PvE, I think he's going to destroy these bosses in these hard challenges. One thing I forgot to mention is that the revival only applies when you're attacking. If you get attacked first instead of you attacking, you will not revive. Bonding requirement, straightforward. Since collab heroes, you don't need other characters to help you to unlock your bonds. Just fully upgrade him and then you are good. Skills time. Going over with the common skills first. Air Slash here. Cost 2, cooldown 2, range 2, span single, attacks a single enemy dealing 1.5 times damage. Melee soldiers will also attack. Unfortunately, he has a skill that is similar to this already, so you will not be bringing this. Next we have Defense Break, cost 1, passive. Before entering battle, 50% chance to inflict defense minus 20% for 1 turn. Also, unfortunately, this is not very useful. I mean, it can be useful in PvE, but PvP you'll probably never bring this. Okay, Adversity, cost 1, passive. When unit HP is above 70%, attack and defense plus 10%. Okay, this is good. I think in PvE we can use this, especially against bosses, but PvP he has a better 1 cost that we can bring. Sun Slash, cost 2, cooldown 2, range 1, span single. Attacks a single enemy dealing 1.5 times damage. After combat, restores 30% of damage dealt as HP. Attack Support L, cost 2, passive. After taking action, grant 2 allies within 2 blocks damage dealt plus 15% as well as immunity to attack in reduction and effects that silent active skills. Last 1 turn. I see this being useful in PvP, especially when your allies don't have faction buff. Wildfire Punch, cost 2, cooldown 3, range 2, span single. So this is the skill that I was talking about. The reason why you don't need Air Slash. So physical damage, attacks a single enemy dealing 1.4 times damage. Melee soldiers will also attack. If this unit has armor of Wildfire, that's the talent, then stun the enemy before battle. This attack is not affected by melee range penalties. does deal less damage and has a longer cooldown, but most of the time you should have the armor of wildfire, and this becomes more than just an attack. Blazing Aura, cost 1. Passive. After taking action, if this unit is within the danger zone, restore 10% HP to this unit for every other ally unit on the map. Max of 40%. This is why we don't need Sun Slash. Sun Slash is 2 costs and this is a 1 cost passive. Basically, whenever you are in a danger zone, and after you take action, which means you can just move and you don't even need to attack. Have your HP as much as 40% restored if there are 4 or more allies on the map. Flare Up Now, cost 2, cooldown 2, range 1 spam skill. This skill is really good. Physical damage, attacks a single enemy dealing 1.3 times damage. Not a lot, but before battle, dispel 2 buffs from the target. If this unit has Armor of Wildfire, then will attack twice when using this skill. I don't have the character myself yet, but from what it's saying, which means you should be able to dispel 4 buffs in total when you have the talent. Okay, Awakening skill, that's its 3C. Awakening, Rage of Inferno. This is possibly one of the lowest cooldown 3C out there right now. Cost 3, cooldown 3, range 1 spam single. So there's 2 parts. There's a active part and a passive part. Passive, when attacking and entering battle, inflict melt armor. Physical damage taken plus 10% lasts 1 turn. If this unit has Armor of Wildfire, inflict 15% instead. Active part, physical damage. Attack a single enemy dealing 1.5 times damage. Before entering battle, cause all enemies within 2 blocks to be unable to activate revived effects. Last 1 turn. This effect can only occur in arena mode. If this unit has Armor of Wildfire, then will attack twice when using this skill. So in PvP, you will disable the revive ability, but in PvE, it's just a 1.5 times damage attack that allows you to attack twice if you have your talent activated. Deals a lot of damage. I can see this being very, very good in PvE. PvP is good too, but might be under certain circumstances, such as Tank Bush, because he is an infantry after all, so movement mobility is not very high. Yeah, I'll be very interested to see how people will use him. And a side note, all these skill names are taken from Langrisser, so I'm not sure if they're the proper translation when it comes to the in-game. So yeah, if there are some mistakes, please bear with it. Okay, now we're going to look at the first class here, the infantry class, God of Fire. Recommended weapon here, Unstoppable Knight. I think it's possibly the best. So these weapons here are not like you have to use them. There's more options, but these are the ones that I recommend and makes them more like powerful in my opinion. So Unstoppable Knight, if you use this one, you got to be careful that you are not equipped with Twilight, because Twilight and this one, they don't go together, because Twilight will make your opponent not at 100% HP, then you're not going to get the after effect of the attack defense and magic defense plus 5%. Okay, the Mimir's War Axe, I think is also really good. Remember that his 1C, when you have more allies, you heal more. So let's say if one of your ally dies, now you get stronger and you also heal HP. So I think, yeah, this is a very good weapon on him. The Thor Hammer goes really well with his 2 cost skill, which dispels 2 buff, and with his talent, he gets 4 dispel, and now with this Thor Hammer, 5 dispel. I think, again, I don't have the character yet, but I do believe that it will be 6, since he attacked twice, so possibly 6 dispel. If you don't have any of these 3 weapons, Seal Guardian is always one of the best for infantry, and then you also have Demon Slayer, which I think is also very good. You get, especially he has very high skill, so the chance of you getting the Demon Slayer effect is very high. You get a dispel and you get a debuff. Okay, recommended armor. Every infantry's biggest nightmare is range attacks, because they can't do anything but to take it. So I think Forbidden Defender's armor might be one of the best for him. Up close and range, he has the chance of damage taken reduced. If you don't have that, AOS battle armor, the chance of reducing range damage. And then last but not least is carbon fiber armor. So carbon fiber armor is unique. You get more than 50% HP, he's tankier, and when you have less, you get more attack and skill. So he is going to get more damage, and don't worry that he is going to die, because he doesn't die and he has 3 lives at 6 stars. But again, if he gets attacked, he cannot revive. His revive only applies when you're attacking, so you gotta be careful. So carbon fiber is actually a good armor in him if you want more damage. Recommended helmet, Fury of Tear for extra skill damage and counter damage. And then carbon fiber, same reason as the armor. And then airiness is if you don't have the above 2 and you want him to be a little bit more tanky and with a little bit more health. Basically for survivability. I'll talk about the accessory after the holy class. I don't want to repeat myself 2 times. Okay, for the holy class, recommended weapon is exactly the same. Okay, recommended helmet is a little bit different for holy if you want to be a little bit more aggressive. Soul Stealer headdress. However, if only it gives HP or defense, I think it will be a better choice. This one, it's kind of like you're just hoping that it's gonna proc the silence. I wouldn't find it very useful because he's not a debuffer. You're gonna go in and try to kill stuff. So, I mean, it's an option that I just recommended here since he can carry it. Okay, next we have Glory of the World. I think is really good on his holy class because it increases his survivability. He does have a high chance of bringing mixed troops to get that 10% heal before battle. Yeah, I think if you were to use his holy class, I think this might be the best helmet for him. And then lastly, we have Vampire Mask, which he can carry as holy class. It does give you a 10% defense, kind of the same as Soul Stealer, except it gives you the 10% defense, but you're going in to kill stuff. So I don't know if that 50% reduction, defense reduction, would really help you, but I think when it comes to PvE, it's possibly the best on him. Okay, accessory time. I think Prisoner's gear, I'm highly recommend Prisoner's gear. So since he's a infantry, or possibly if you're using him as holy, one of his biggest weakness is his troops. A lot of them, the stronger ones are infantry, but I think this would kind of fix the problem because you're weak against the cavalry. So this might balance. Instead of having class disadvantage, now you probably have a fair fight against cavalry. Apex Boots, it gives you less attack percent, but then it solves your short leg problems. If you do have one, I still always think that this is one of the best for infantry. Aggressive infantry. Wing Shin Guard is to make you even tankier when you're getting attacked. And then next we have Twilight Star. If you do want to one-shot heroes with Lacerite, with Shrine Maiden, for example, you need Twilight Star. But again, if you are using Unstoppable Knight, don't use Twilight Star. Overlord's Badge, I think this is the most rounded accessory for a attacker. Enchant Choices, Breeze to solve short leg problem. Full Moon for maximum damage. I would say Breeze for PvP and then Full Moon for PvE. Now enchant stats for your gear enchant, you want to focus on attack and then HP, defense, probably not magic defense. His magic defense is pretty low. Accessory, I do recommend that you have crit because his skill is really high. So if you do have crit, maybe 11% is good enough, then you probably can crit most of the time. And then Mastery Stone and Arena PvP Stone. So you can take a look. Okay, last but not least, we're at our soldier choices. I won't explain too much. It all comes to preference and what you're fighting against. So there's Highland Warrior, Zealot, Masked Maid, and of course if you're fighting against cavalry, Hoblet. But Hoblet, I would say you probably only use them in PvP. So PvE, if you don't have them built, don't bother building them. Okay everyone, that is it for this video. A very straightforward character, nothing complex. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and if you find this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.